Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody. So, we had recently seen the Lightning Thief
welcome.
movie.
Yes.
Have
The
you
two
heard
of
of
us
it?
recently watched this movie,
Yeah.
Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief. And we tried to do a reaction to it, and it just,
It just
copyright didn't work out and
just didn't
stuff.
work.
So, you know what? We decided that we're going to do a little Q&A instead.
Yeah. They think this should be fun, I hope. You guys
Yeah.
let us know. But, so what we're doing here is we're going to ask each other questions about the Lightning Thief movie, and you'll hear it first from, book fans. So we're both really big fans of Rick Riordan's work, the guy that made the Percy Jackson books, and we are just gonna answer some questions about the characters, about, the movie itself, and you'll hear our feedback, and we'll be ranking some parts, from 1 to 10.
Yep. Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Reader Forever 6.
Yeah, and I'm That PJO Guy. Wow, that sounds weird to say.
But yeah, so this is us ranking parts of the Lightning Thief movie from book fan perspectives.
Yeah, and if you're a book fan, you'll probably agree with us, or maybe you'll disagree. Who cares? Because it's fun, and you can even give your opinions in the comments because we
yes, let
love
us know.
that.
Oh, I absolutely love talking to people in the comments section.
It's fun.
It's so much fun.
I know,
right?
everybody's so kind.
I guess we can start here. Whenever you're ready, just ask away. I'm ready.
All right. The question for you today is, for the Lightning Thief movie, and the Lightning Thief movie alone, how was it as a movie? And just a movie. No books exist. No Heroes of Olympus. No Rick Riordan. Nothing. Just a random movie that came out in the theaters. How was it? 1 to 10.
First of all, just the phrase "no Rick Riordan" hurts my heart.
Oh man.
But you know what? It's fine. No. Actually,
no,
I've
it's
thought
not
about
fine.
this before, and the fact that you and I watched this movie together before making this video
twice.
Twice, because we were trying to do other things that didn't work out. Very sad, but you know what? We're here doing this, and it's fine. But the movies on their own, I would say, actually, I'm just gonna say the first number that popped into my head was 7. Not gonna lie.
7, huh?
Maybe 6.5, but the first number that popped into my head was 7. So
cool, interesting.
So
what about it makes it so? 7's a pretty high number. Oh, I wouldn't say high, but
well, it's high for a lot of people in this fandom, I think, because a lot of people just simply
remember this is just as a movie, not compared to the books.
We are just talking about the movie as a whole. So this was released in 2010, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm just gonna come say it straight, guys. If I hadn't watched this movie originally, I probably never would have read the books.
Oh yeah, probably and for the same.
And I know you're exactly in the same position as me. So I knew the movie first before the books. Yeah, so that's one reason why I'm not completely destroying it is just because I was familiar with it first. I saw it. I thought it was a good movie. I loved the whole concept behind it. I loved the action adventure part of it. I loved the Greek mythology part of it. I thought it was so interesting and entertaining. Just as a movie, as a 2010 aimed at young adults action adventure kind of fantasy movie, I think it fits very well. The CGI is pretty good. It's 2010 CGI, but I don't think some movies you can see that the CGI has definitely aged. But for this one, I really don't think so. I think it's been pretty consistent as far as the quality.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I guess what sucks about it is there's obviously some lines of dialogue that are cringy.
Oh yeah, every line.
Like every line. The pacing of it could have been a bit better. And I'm just talking about this from a film perspective. I have seen some deleted scenes that I think just would have made more sense if they put it in the movie as far as character development. Yeah. Just for the the movie aspect of it goes.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they cut those out and kept other parts in. It just stuff like that will never make sense to me.
There's a scene with with Annabeth, and she's like, "You drool in your sleep." And I know, not to the movies. Movies don't exist. I mean, sorry, books don't exist, right?
Yeah.
But come on, man.
I think that would have been a much more real way of presenting Annabeth, just from a movie perspective, like in real life. Number one, I brought this up to you when we were watching the movies together. They leave her hair down for like the entire movie, and I have long hair, and I would never do that if I was constantly training and fighting monsters. My hair would be up in a ponytail.
Her hair is just flying around.
Full stop. But the way they present her in this movie, it's not realistic. You know, like Percy looks into this field and there's Annabeth fighting in the distance, and he's like, "Who is that?" But with the deleted scene where she's like, "You drool in your sleep," that's so much more realistic and relatable. Yeah. There's just things obviously that don't hit and are never gonna hit. But overall, 7.
Yeah, it's a wonderful looking movie, you know. It feels just like, you know, like a Hollywood blockbuster, which is, you know, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, you know, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, 7 out of 10. Nice. Mm-hmm. All right, next question for you. How good is the Lightning Thief movie as an adaptation from the book? So, from 1 to 10.
Here we go.
Here we go, guys. There's some sauce for you.
Here we go. Okay, this is where the tea comes in, everybody.
The mozzarella on the pizza.
So let me spill some facts for you real quick that I know most of you will agree with. The book is better.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that. Can you explain why?
Oh, you didn't? Oh, I'm so happy to explain this for you. Okay, as a ranking, though, because we are ranking these.
Yeah.
I would say, compared to the
I know, right? You see what I mean? It's hard.
This is harder. This is much harder. I actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do reverse. I think I'm going to try and talk it out first, and then I'm going to make my decision.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Okay,
so spout.
Gosh, obviously there's a lot of aspects missing from the books, and might I just say, for the record, Rick Riordan is my favorite author.
I'm not going to disagree with that. Like, waiting for me to disagree. No.
And that is because his writing style is just like, I'm just so in love with it, and even my mom loves it.
Yeah.
And it's because he writes good plots with good developed characters.
Yeah.
With awesome action scenes, good building romance, and lots of humor.
Yeah.
And humor is such a important part of media, because look at how popular comedy films are versus like
romance, maybe?
Like
horror?
No, not even romance. Like horror. Yeah, that's where I was going. Like, because how many people are you going to find having problems with horror movies than having problems with comedy movies?
Yeah, comedies are way more easier to digest.
Like me, I don't watch horror movies because they scare me, and I don't want to get scared.
Yeah.
But like with comedies, you just like, you go and you watch it and you have a good time.
Yeah.
So the fact that when they were adapting this book, they failed to include so many aspects of that is just really hurts the heart, you know?
Yeah.
Because we brought up several Rick Riordan jokes while watching The Lightning Thief that they left out. One of them being the bathtub joke when they enter the underworld.
Yeah. How did the three of you die? We died in a bathtub. All three of you? Yeah, it was a pretty big bathtub, buddy.
That is so funny. But they didn't include any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And they completely changed, like, the whole purpose of the quest was to find these pearls. When originally in the books, you know, Percy gets a prophecy, that's how he knows to go to the underworld. And then along the way, he just so happens to get these pearls from, like, I believe it was a water nymph, after he fell off the St. Louis Gateway Arch.
Yeah.
Just let that sentence sink in, because none of that happens in the movie at all, like point blank.
I'm confident it's going to happen in the TV show, because Rick was talking about, like, he was saying, he was hinting that the Gateway Arch scene is going to be in the TV show, in like a tweet.
He's hinting that everything and more is going to be in the TV show.
What's it called?
We're going to get way more initial build-up for other characters like Annabeth and Grover and stuff, and it's just, oh my god, it's going to be so good. Yeah. But what does the movie have, you may ask? Action, adventure. It
has some action, some adventure. Yep.
Some action, some adventure. It starts out with Percy in high school, which it should. Actually, it starts with Poseidon and Zeus arguing, which it shouldn't. But, like, really, it does start with Percy at school.
You said he started in high school, which should not have started in high school. Should have started
he shouldn't have started in high school. He should have started in, what grade was he in? 7th or something? And
he should have started in museum, but anyways.
But, yeah, no, he's at school. Bottom line, he's at school. He's on that field trip, and gets attacked by the Fury. His mom and Grover are like taking him to camp, and then like Minotaur attack happens and stuff. He's at camp. Like the baseline for it is there, so there is some credit there, and they all have the correct names for the characters, which is great.
Great job, guys! You got the characters' names right.
You got the characters' names.
Pat yourself on the back.
No, because can we talk about probably the worst adaptation in film history, which is Avatar: The Last Airbender live action?
Oh boy.
Where they call him Ong.
Oh boy.
Even though he's called Aang.
It's Ung.
So that alone already sets the bar pretty low. So even the fact that they call the characters like by their correct names is like good job, and it's sad that that's a good job.
Oh boy.
So compared to the books, I would give this maybe
10 out of 10. I agree. Oh, what?
3. What? What?
Nothing.
Did you say 10 out of 10?
No.
Okay.
It's a great adaptation. No, perfect. You guys
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. Okay.
It does set up the world.
Yeah.
And the plot is there. So like that's where they get their points from.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome answer. Great points made.
Yeah.
Now, next question. How good is our man, the myth, the legend, Percy Jackson, in the Lightning Thief movie, compared to the book, 1 to 10?
Oh, big question. Might I point out, and we talked about this while watching the movie, we love the actors.
Oh, yeah.
We think they're great.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
What they were given was
garbage. I love Logan Lerman.
Logan Lerman is Poseidon. Yes, I'm on that bandwagon. I'm not hopping off of it.
Me neither.
Alexandra Daddario as Athena, and then maybe Brandon T. Jackson with some special effects. He could be Pan,
Yeah.
Just saying. But for this movie, the way they wrote the characters was just, oh my gosh. So Percy. Okay, let me weigh the pros and cons again, like last time. Like, his name's Percy Jackson, obviously.
No, it's
cares a lot about his mom, has a best friend named Grover that he cares a lot about. He's a confused and lost kid that is frustrated with a lot of things, which makes sense. And he's a very determined and strong-headed person.
And he also blows up a school bus, so... not on purpose, but he did it.
That's in the books, though.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like what they show us in the movies. In the books, Percy is 12. He's very how do you even put it? Like he shows a lot of like leadership qualities, even like right from the beginning.
Yep.
But they're not like as strong as like say someone like Annabeth, who like knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's not. He's just like the humor is gone, which is such a big
really
part
big
of Percy.
shame.
So like even all these other things that they did include, like even just a little bit about Percy in the movie, are completely overshadowed by the fact that he is supposed to be ridiculously sarcastic as all heck. 110%. Per sassy. Percy? Don't know him. Per sassy? Yeah. That's it. That's him.
And I'm pretty sure that's why most people like him. And that's why they get drawn to him so quickly, because of his humor.
Yes,
he's so likable.
Exactly, and like humor attracts people. So the fact that they didn't include so much humor in this movie is just automatically knocks him down to like a 6.
Okay, fair.
But then, like, you add in, like, oh, his age isn't right. And then also, like, he's immediately drawn to Annabeth. And, like, yeah, he is in the books, but it's not, like, in the way they present it in the movies. In the books, it's more just, like...
respect.
This girl, like, yeah, she's been here a long time. She knows what she's doing, and she's my age. Like, look at her go. Mm-hmm. And then in the movie, it's like, wow. Look at that girl. Oh, she's pretty.
What's her name?
Look at her fighting. Actually, you know what? I will say that they meet him halfway.
Okay.
5 out of 10.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna argue with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know my answer, but yeah, I mean.
I do know you think that he is lower than that, but I think that I think there's enough there to make him halfway.
Yeah.
But the half that they're missing to me is the more important stuff.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, Logan Lerman's all that 5, by the way. Just Logan Lerman.
Oh, Logan Lerman, 10 out of 10.
Oh.
I love Logan Lerman. Logan Lerman, okay, we love saying this in this fandom. Logan Lerman is a perfect example of being at the right place at the wrong time.
Okay, you can play Poseidon now. It's good. He looks like Poseidon, so.
Yeah. So he does, though.
Yeah.
And we'll even put a picture up to prove it, like literally side-by-side comparison.
Plus, he said he wants to play him if he can. If like they allow him, he'll play it. So that's cool.
Yeah,
I love it.
I know he's already said that he's open to it.
I love that.
Like, but they have to actually like go ask him.
Yeah, yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Also, I want to just bring up something that I just realized. Okay, Percy, goes from he lost his mom, depressed, right? He's at the camp. Mm-hmm. He's trying to figure his way through this camp now. He's in a new environment. Then this camp is slowly accepting him. He's in the Hermes cabin. People are starting to treat him like a normal kid, right? Because he's one of them now, right? He's starting to like get his spirits up. His mom's dead still, but he's getting his spirits up. Now he gets to capture the flag. He beats up Clarice. He does something cool for once. And this is the peak of his moment. And then he learns that he's the son of Poseidon. And everybody hates him after this. Everybody shuns him. You're weird. You're different. You're a son of Poseidon.
Yeah.
They completely missed that. Just his The reason why I remember this is because the musical did this. The musical harping on the fact that he was happy. He was getting happier. And then as soon as he became son of Poseidon, everything did not go his way.
That's another big thing with the movies, is that the way they presented him as the son of Poseidon, Karen just kind of takes him over to where what is supposed to be the Poseidon cabin, but literally looks like it's a pier with a tent over it.
No walls cabin.
The way they present him as the son of Poseidon in the movies is just, it's here you go. And he's like, oh my god, this is who my dad is. In the books, there's this grand battle for capture the flag, and he destroys Clarice's spear.
Yeah.
And then he's standing there, and then everyone just stops.
Yeah.
And is staring at him, and he's like, what?
I know, it was so good.
Yeah, and it's just such an iconic moment. One of the most iconic moments in the entire Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. Maybe even the Riordan verse, because it's right there at the beginning.
It's definitely one of the biggest. It's definitely one of the biggest moments.
Yeah, and the fact that they didn't even do that for him is just very tragic.
Yeah, but yeah, so you gave Percy a halfway, so 5 out of 10.
Yeah, okay. I'll still give him halfway. Yeah.
Okay, that's a fair answer. Yeah, I'm not gonna disagree. You guys can see in the let us know in the comments how you feel. So now on to the next question. How good is the greatest character in the entire series, Grover Underwood, in the Lightning Thief movie, compared to the books, from 1 to 10?
You're so bold. The greatest character. No, Grover is amazing, though.
I know. He's awesome.
It's funny because I see him on a lot of lists for underrated book characters, but the fact that he's always on those lists makes me think maybe he's not underrated, because he's always one of the first ones that people think about.
Oh yeah, interesting.
So Grover
compared to the books,
definitely worse than Percy. Actually, you know what? I already know what I'm gonna say. Or do I?
Or do you? The womanizer.
2.5.
Oh, 2.5. We're going with the halves
2.5.
now. Interesting.
We are going with the halves, probably only for this one.
Okay.
2.5. I was gonna say 3, but I'm like, you know what? No, just a little bit lower. But I don't think it's quite a 2.
Just a little bit.
He gets points in my book because they show him as Percy's protector, which he is, and they show him as Percy's best friend, which he is, and he would do anything for Percy. Mm-hmm. And he's very close with Percy, and he wants to show him the worlds that he belongs in, and he wants to go on this quest with him, and he's always going to have his back, and wants to make sure that he stays alive. Yeah. So that's where he gets points in my book.
Mm-hmm. But now it's the bad things.
Everything else about Grover in the movies compared to the books is just not there at all, because Grover in the books is very much a sweetheart, because he's super caring, super in tune with nature, you know.
He swears on a jawbreaker wrapped in chocolate, like this man is so sweet, like.
Yeah, like in the books, he's just a sweet person. He's got, like, you know, his pipes that he plays. He has, like, an actual purpose, trying to find Pan, wanting to prove himself as a satyr and a protector and all this stuff. And then the movies, he's just like, oh, I'm your friend, I'll go with you. Also, I'm a womanizer, and, like, I just want to hang out with chicks in, like, bikinis at Camp Half-Blood, which would never happen.
The Aphrodite kids at Camp Half-Blood.
Literally would never happen. I don't know what they were thinking with the Aphrodite kids. And then the whole, like, Lotus Casino scene, where he's, like, trying to marry a bunch of girls at once.
Oh, yeah.
Like, no.
Oh, yeah.
Really, no. Like, where did you get any of this from? Because it's not there in the book.
At that point in the movie, I just did not care about, like, you know, him being accurate, because it was just, like, already destroyed.
And, like, I love that Brandon T. Jackson was cast for him, because that's how I always pictured him. And, like, I can't really picture him any other way. But I will say that I think of the 3 main characters, he has the funniest lines, like, maybe 2 or 3 of them. So not that many. The fact that he knew Annabeth before isn't even addressed in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, he's literally the satyr that brought Annabeth to Camp Half-Blood, and that's not even addressed in the movie, and it's such an important part of his, like, backstory and his character.
Like, also the problem for me, too, and I'm just realizing this now, the fact that he is a comic relief. And now let me explain to you the problem here. There is no point for a comic relief in Percy Jackson's world, because everybody's a comic relief. Kind of, right? Like,
literally!
Everybody is funny.
Even Annabeth!
Yeah!
Which you would think, like, just, like, if you described Annabeth's character, you wouldn't expect her to be really funny, but she is.
Oh, 100%. So the fact that, like, they decided to, like, throw that role onto Grover and not even do a good job at it. But yeah, no. So 2.5, you said.
Yes, 2.5.
2.5, yeah.
Grover.
Speaking of ruining a character.
Oh no.
Now, our next question of the day. How good is the most important and smart and what words do you describe this character? Because you can't. Annabeth freaking Chase in the Lightning Thief movie, compared to her book counterpart. What would you rate her from 1 to 10?
Annabeth, you know what, I don't think this one's really hard for me. Kind of like the Grover one. Which, number one, I think they did better with her character than Grover's, just saying. Like, they completely screwed up Grover's character. But Annabeth, like, and we talked about this when we watched the movie, they kind of combined her with Clarice's role in this first movie.
Yep.
Which is really dumb, because you could have just put in both Clarice and Annabeth. Like, it's not that hard. The fact that they do that, so she seems way more battle-oriented than
strategic.
Wisdom-oriented, you know?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Wisdom, strategic stuff, like less thinking and more, like, I wouldn't say she doesn't do stuff, but especially in her POVs in Mark of Athena, wow, like, you can really see the technical aspects. That was her book.
She's so smart, and you can see that, you brought up, like, the Tunnel of Love thing.
Yeah.
Obviously,
and the spiders, too.
Yeah, there's so much to her character, but, like, in the movie, she's just basically presented as the love interest. And that's really it. Like, they don't even get her hair color right.
Yeah.
They do get that she's, like, kind of, like, mysterious and, like, I guess, yeah, Percy's fascinated with her, but, like, he's fascinated with her, like, as I said, in a different way than he should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Her relationship with Luke is not touched at all. But
0%. Like, they don't have, like, any, like, correlation with each other.
Yeah, 0%. I actually think they do a better job with her in Sea of Monsters than they did in this one.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's
that's
Annabeth.
If you want, like, my 2 cents on just a small thing. So, the spiders. I think even just, like, the small fact of adding that would just instantly make her relatable. Would it not? Just the fact that she just doesn't like spiders would be like, oh, I really relate to her. Like, that'd be so easy. Like, oh, like, she can easily just have said, like, oh, my mother's, like, Athena, and, or maybe just show a scene of, like, or just show the Tunnel of Love, just show the entire Tunnel of Love. That'd be nice. And we see that, but,
exactly.
we don't get to see that because we don't deserve nice things, I guess.
Yeah. No, they don't include that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, wait, what'd you say was her ranking? What did you say?
Her ranking. I'm gonna stick with my halves. I'm gonna give her a 3.5.
3.5. Okay. So one higher than Grover.
Definitely, she's one higher than Grover, but I still think they did a better job with Percy's character than hers. Like, they did the best job with Percy. Not that it was a great job, but they did the best job with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second best they did was with Annabeth, I think.
So yeah, 3.5 for Annabeth. That's yeah. Let us know what you guys think about that one. I think we'll get a lot of people agreeing with that one.
But the reason I say 0.5 is because I don't quite feel like 3. Like, 3 to me is too low.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know you would put her at a 3.
Yeah.
But to me, 3 is just too low. But just a little too much credit. So I'm just going in the middle. Like, that's just me.
Now.
Yeah.
Here's the one that I'm very excited, because you knew my answer for this one, but now I want to hear this from you.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, guys. How good is the man, Luke Castellan, the evil guy, in the Lightning Thief movie compared to the book counterpart? From 1 to 10, what is your opinion on this? I am interested.
Okay, gosh. I'm one of the rare Percy Jackson fans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate Luke as a character. I do think he is a good character, and I know a lot of people really love him as a character and stuff. But I like him as a character. I think he had good development and everything. Like, he was a great villain and stuff. But I'm not, like, going to obsess over him.
Yeah.
And I'm not super attached to his whole story and everything. It's just like, after Percy Jackson and the Olympians ended, I did not give him a second thought ever after that. And I know a lot of people were still, like, thinking about, like, him as a villain.
Yeah.
/ I guess, like, anti-hero. I know there's a specific term for it, but I'm not going to look it up right now. But, like, because he still, like, was good at heart, but just made some bad decisions.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, like, love for Luke. Like, as a character, I'm not saying people love, like, what Luke did. Mm-hmm. I'm saying, like, I know a lot of people love Luke as a character.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I never loved him as a character. I thought he was really good, and that's about where it ended for me.
That's okay.
That's fine. I never gave him a second thought after that. So, honestly, ranking Luke is going to be kind of hard, because I never really think about him a lot, and I'm just going to be honest about that.
That's okay. Yeah, nothing wrong with this. Yeah. Two different opinions here. That's what's fun about this.
Yeah.
I completely hated him in the movie, but you maybe you're going to be a little bit less because you just don't care about him as much. That's fine.
And on it, maybe if I did care about him as a character a little more, I would be more opinionated. Maybe if I actually went back and reread Percy Jackson and the Olympians, I would see things differently. Like, now that I'm older, from what I remember when I read that, I just, like, he was the villain. He had good character development, and then the series ended. But I understand 100% all the flaws with the Luke in this movie, like we talked about.
Yeah.
The helicopter thing. If for those of you who don't remember and like watched this movie once and refuse to watch it again, there is this part at the end after Luke says, "I'm the lightning thief," in a scene that reveals it in a very, very, like, honestly anticlimactic way compared to the books.
I'm the lightning thief.
The suspense is just not there at all. But
you don't get the scene of Percy You don't get the scene of Percy slowly figuring it out and like oh my god, it's Ares, but then wait, no, it's actually Luke. Like, no, I'm the lightning thief.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, so Luke, after he reveals he's a lightning thief, points the lightning bolt at this random helicopter that just happens to be flying by, minding its own business, like he's gonna shoot it down and kill its inhabitants.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just no. Like, Luke in the books, we talked about, he has a plan. He very much has a plan. He's strategic in what he does. He's very aware of what all of his actions do. Luke would not just, like, randomly shoot down a helicopter. Like, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
And the fact that they show him playing video games at the beginning, and he's like he doesn't care about, like, training or, like, with his siblings and stuff. Like, no. He's playing video games. And it's, like, number one, that wouldn't happen. And then there's no indication that he knows Annabeth and Grover. Like, Grover is the one that brought both of them to Camp Half-Blood. Like, it's just not mentioned at all. And I know that they don't really go a lot into that backstory until Sea of Monsters. But, Percy could still tell that Annabeth clearly knew Luke in the book. So, just the fact that, like, they don't even hint at, like, any of his past. He's just kind of like this random guy. And
he's the random camper.
Camp leader?
Yeah, camp leader. Yeah, guys.
Don't know what that is.
In the movie, he's not the counselor of the Kermes cabin. He's camp leader.
Camp leader.
Whatever that means. Dumb.
And his dialogue is so stupid. Because when he's like, "Oh, if you see my dad, like, kick his ass for me," and then when they're fighting, and he's like, "Oh, that's a sword. That's a sword.
That's a sword. That's a sword. That's a sword. That's a sword." I didn't know.
I cringe every time. I'm just like, why? Why is this here? Don't need it. But I will say, with regards to Luke in the movie, Jake looked the part.
Oh yeah.
Played it with what they gave him.
I mean, besides the scar on his face, like, besides that, he looks exactly like Luke.
Yeah, and I think
he plays him quite well too. Like,
they included the scar in the second movie, right?
They did.
I think I know for sure it's in the second movie. I can't really remember if they added it in the first.
I can't remember.
But I do want to say that the scar is actually there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point. I mean, the scar was so important to him because, like, you know, it showed that, like, how much he hates his dad, so that was important. But we don't need that. We don't need that. That's not important.
We don't need this. But Jake looks the part and plays it with what they gave him. So I'll give Luke a 1 out of 10.
I mean, you can give him higher if you want. I'm not gonna like
No, that's because, like, honestly, like, he's in, like, 3 scenes of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And in those 3, he doesn't, like, compared to the books, like, it's not okay. Maybe a 2, because he actually does try and, like, teach Percy, like, during Capture the Flag and stuff, like.
Oh yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's right.
Skills. Okay, yeah, no, actually 2, because when he is interacting with Percy in the beginning, he is friendly towards him and stuff, and, like, supports him, which is on par with the book.
What Luke did, yes.
So, 2 out of 10.
Still, last one. I mean, hey, he's the lowest one on your list, so I'll take it.
No, he is for sure the lowest one.
Interesting. Okay, nah, I'm not gonna argue. Yeah, Luke sucks. We agree. Yeah. Great.
Yep. And then also, in the movie, Percy throws the trident at him and, like, chucks him into the sea off of a building.
Yep.
So in the movie, it implies that he's dead. In the books, he just kind of, like, he threatens Percy and then, like, leaves and, like, kind of disappears. And
he throws him off a 50-foot building.
Yeah. Like, in the movies, like, he, like, chucks him off a 50-story building, and, like, it makes movie watchers think that's the end. Okay, he fixed that.
Like, his back should have shattered and just, like, combusted in that water, but...
Yeah.
He's like, I think in the second one he comes back, and he's like, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, I think his line in the second one, he goes, "You'd make
sure it's not a demigod that knows how to swim."
I wasn't worried that you couldn't swim. I was worried that you can survive a 50-story drop.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But in the books, he just like leaves. So clearly, like it already sets up like Luke is gonna come back because he's not gone forever.
Mm-hmm.
So it sets up for another part. But in this one, they just try to like, oh, that's it, and they don't, and it's set up in any sort of way like what could be a next part. So yeah, that was how I feel about all that stuff regarding the Lightning Thief movie.
Yeah, that's some great stuff over here, guys. So
let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of this.
And
like,
what's your opinion?
To have that conversation.
What's your opinion on these movies? You know, and any portion of what we said today. Yeah, give us your thoughts. It's fun to talk, and you guys should probably like and subscribe because that would be awesome.
Please go check out That PJO Guy over on his channel. There's awesome Percy Jackson content, so
and go check out.
Head on over there.
Reader Forever 6 on this channel, the one you're watching this video on. So.
Oh yes.
But yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give us some awesome comments and give us.
Let us know if you want us to do anything else, like if you want us to do this for Sea of Monsters.
Ooh, that'd be
nice. I'd be open to it because Sea of Monsters has Clarice and Tyson we could add on to talk about. So.
And you think the movie's better, but I think the movie's worse. So this is gonna be a fun dynamic. Like compared, do you think? I thought you. Oh, was I wrong?
I think Annabeth and Sea of Monsters.
But you don't think the movie in general is better? Like
the movie in general is honestly just as bad.
Okay. I think it's like kind of like way worse. So, and like in terms of like compared to the Lightning Thief.
Not gonna lie, I honestly just really like that Annabeth is blonde in that one.
It's just it's a 10 out of 10 movie, guys. You better go see that one because Annabeth is blonde.
Yeah.
Annabeth is blonde.
So it's fine. She's blonde, and they give no explanation as to why her hair color is different.
They probably just did it because Clarice is in there and they don't want to mix them up. You know, they probably didn't care.
Literally, though. But, like, if they had gotten her hair color correctly in the first place, that wouldn't have been an issue.
I know, right?
Yeah, but anyway, if you want us to do that, let us know.
Let us know, that'd be fun. Alright, guys.
Okay.
Bye-bye, I guess.
See you later, everyone.